What if your childhood fun was never really fun? Imagine your playground wasn't just games, it was subtle messaging dressed as education. Recess wasn't only about kids. Plate was carefully engineered, corporate edutainment. And in the next few minutes, you'll uncover how Disney secretly used Saturday mornings to train an entire generation. The 1990 Children's Television Act required networks to air educational informational programming. FCC mandates forced Saturday morning cartoons to meet strict edutainment quotas. In 1996, Disney acquired Capital Cities, ABC. Gaining full control of Saturday morning TV, Disney launched the One Saturday Morning block in 1997, blending fun and educational content. Interstitial skits, virtual sets, and branded cartoons ensured Disney's message reached every viewer. Recess was created by Paul Germain and Joanne, premiering September 13, 1997. The show drew from childhood memories, but conformed to Disney's educational mandate. Playgrounds depicted miniature societies, rules, hierarchy, and conformity, a microcosm of real life. Recess became a packaged moral lesson. Episodes met FCC guidelines, while entertaining children and subtly shaping behavior. Disney branding reinforced corporate synergy, ensuring consistent messaging across the block. Childhood laughter masked corporate compliance. Playground memories secretly taught structured norms and conformity. Your heroes weren't just mischievous kids, they were delivering Disney's carefully curated moral programming. Here's the twist. This was only the beginning. The next part reveals how values were quietly engineered. Disney didn't just make cartoons, they owned your entire Saturday morning. What looked like simple fun was actually corporate control, where every laugh, every prank, and every playground adventure was carefully designed to shape your habits. Disney acquired Capital Cities, ABC, in 1996, gaining full control over Saturday morning programming. This merger allowed them to dictate what kids watched and how they watched it. Disney launched One Saturday Morning in 1997, blending fun with educational content. Interstitial skits, virtual sets, branded cartoons immersed viewers in Disney's world. Every segment reinforced a consistent corporate message across the block. Shows were integrated with merchandise, VHS releases, and video games. Characters became tools for reinforcing Disney-approved values. Even playground toys mirrored lessons seen on screen. Episodes subtly taught teamwork, social rules, and problem-solving skills. Childhood playtime was repurposed as behavioral conditioning. Disney's control over narratives created a microcosm where lessons disguised as entertainment were unavoidable. Your Saturday mornings weren't spontaneous. They were part of a carefully controlled system. Every moment of laughter carried structured messaging. The fun you remember now conceals deliberate corporate influence, shaping young minds, and this control extended to every episode you watched, leaving long-lasting influence on your perception of play. Your favorite playground rebels weren't just kids. They were teaching lessons. Each personality carried subtle morals disguised as mischief, from teamwork to rule following. Every action was carefully designed to shape behavior. TJ Detweiler led with charm, encouraging peers to follow his plans. Vincent, Spinelli, Gretchen, Mikey each represented a social role, teaching viewers about hierarchy and cooperation. Their adventures seemed spontaneous but subtly modeled problem-solving and peer influence. Authority figures, especially Principal Prickly, enforced rules with a mix of discipline and humor. They taught children boundaries while normalizing respect for structured systems. Even minor conflicts reinforced social order and compliance. The playground mirrored society, cliques, alliances, hierarchies, and social dynamics. Episodes encoded lessons on fairness, teamwork, leadership, and morality. Fun and mischief served as vessels for subtle behavioral conditioning. Every prank, game, and negotiation carried a moral lesson. The show balanced entertainment with education, meeting FCC guidelines while shaping social perception. Disney's messaging extended beyond the screen, influencing both playtime and consumer habits. Childhood heroes were role models for corporate-approved behaviors. Playground antics weren't random, they subtly taught values and conformity. Your memories of fun now reveal carefully crafted lessons embedded in each episode. But weight laws were secretly controlling your cartoons too. And next, you'll see how these hidden regulations reinforced every lesson, shaping Saturday mornings into more than just fun. Cartoons weren't just entertainment, they were legally mandated lessons. Every joke, every prank was measured against federal rules. What you thought was simple mischief was actually carefully monitored content. The act required networks to air educational and informational programming for children. Shows had to integrate lessons on morality, social skills, and problem solving. Networks were mandated to meet minimum educational and informational content per week. Saturday morning blocks were carefully timed to satisfy federal requirements. Writers and producers encoded social lessons into every plot. Games, pranks, and interactions were vehicles for teaching teamwork, fairness, and responsibility. Even humorous conflicts served as teaching moments under the educational and informational guidelines. Shows balanced fun and education, making lessons feel organic. Childhood playtime was subtly transformed into structured moral learning. Disney ensured episodes entertained while remaining fully compliant with FCC rules. Your laughter and memories of recess were part of a controlled learning system. Every playground lesson disguised corporate and regulatory influence. The fun you remember was intertwined with subtle moral and social programming, and this compliance shaped every Saturday morning for years, leaving long influence on young minds. Even your recess toys weren't innocent. They carried hidden lessons. Disney didn't just control TV, they controlled the playground. Every toy, VHS, and games subtly reinforced the morals you saw on screen. Characters appeared in merchandise, video games, and VHS releases. Playground-themed toys mirrored the lessons and social hierarchies from the show. Disney ensured that every product reflected the values encoded in episodes. Your attachment to characters strengthened compliance with these subtle lessons. Children learned to associate fun with Disney-approved morals. Repetition across media reinforced social norms and behavioral expectations. These cross-promotions created lasting familiarity with Disney's values. Nostalgia later amplified corporate influence as viewers grew older. Playtime wasn't free, it was a structured extension of television lessons. Every toy, game, and video subtly taught teamwork, fairness, and conformity. Your favorite characters became both entertainment and behavioral guides, and it all tied back to the shows you thought were just fun. Everything was connected. Everything you remember from recess was part of a plan. This plan still shapes how we perceive play, friendship, and rules. The lessons you absorbed decades ago continue to influence thinking and behavior today. Recess influenced 90s pop culture through reruns, references, and Disney Plus streaming. Its characters and stories are still recognized and beloved today. Emotional attachment ensured viewers carried lessons into adulthood. Merchandise, reboots, and nostalgia marketing strengthened long-term influence. Playground, hierarchies, teamwork, and rule following were embedded in memories. These lessons subtly shaped attitudes, problem-solving skills, and social behavior. Disney controlled entertainment and values. Simultaneously, childhood fun doubled as corporate messaging and social conditioning. Your laughter, mischief, and play were all subtly guided because what you thought was just fun was actually social engineering. Childhood memories now reveal a carefully crafted system of corporate and educational influence. The fun wasn't accidental, it was meticulously engineered. So the next time you watch Recess, you'll never see it the same way again. And maybe ask yourself, were those childhood shows really entertainment or lessons in disguise?